and I mean, just the music that was made here it's like it's in your blood, you know. You get it through osmosis. It's not like you have to discover it. It's here, like in the air. People listen to it all the time, talk about the history, and it's a real thing growing up here that you just get it like that. So yeah, just the history of this place and feeling like, you know, I'd be letting myself down if I didn't come here and try to do something myself, you know.
See how it unfolds.
I'm JB Strauss. Grew up in Macon and kind of discovered songwriting while I was there. Started writing a lot. It's come full circle with me making this record here.
Are you playing at Grant Smart?
Hey, you tracking yet or what?
I need that.
Part of me feels like I left at the wrong time. As soon as I left, I mean, so many people brought Macon to where it should be. I just wanted to get back here and like, this is my home, you know, and it felt like I was out of place not being involved here with everything happening. So selfishly, I wanted to kind of put my own print on this music and say who I am, and a lot of that has to do with being from here. So it makes all the sense in the world to be here.
Oh wait, you're tuned down?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave then.
Initially, I just wanted, like, I just made a record last year, released my first record. I did it all in Nashville, and I just wanted to come back home and make another record.
Do that back here. And the B section.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm Rob Evans, engineer and producer here at Capricorn Studios.
Okay. There we go, fellas.
So I started recording when I was 16, then playing in bands, playing all over, even doing a European tour at one point, and then getting serious about really getting better at recording.
My first recording ever was at his house.
Yeah.
Hey, are you plugged into that, Dion?
Me?
Yeah.
I am.
Been running sound at the Capitol Theater, getting to record people like Greg Allman or Tyler Childers or JB or, you know.
Fresh vocal with no guitar.
Yeah, for sure.
So then we got the guitar works pretty cool.
So started working on Capricorn in 2019, working with the architects and kind of designing this new Studio B, the Studio B control room, and making sure that we kept this area true to its roots. We reopened in 2020, and since then we're going near 800 sessions.
I actually started recording here exactly a year ago today. I had no idea I'd be recording here. It's just very important, and I was very new to it. It starts to feel like home whenever you do record, and it's great. My name is Taylor, or Tate, and I record under the name Brax Buckley, which is my uncle's alias. I feel like Capricorn and music in general kind of makes up Macon's history and kind of gives it its personality. It hosted crazy bands for the Allman Brothers, the Marshall Tucker Band, Otis Redding. This is the museum, the Capricorn Museum. This is where they keep all the hidden crazy stuff that they were able to keep and find. Merch, pictures from secret things. No, I'm just kidding. Just public archives and stuff like that. The control room is incredibly big. They try to keep everything original and everything kind of restored from where it was originally. Hello, this is Studio B's auditorium space. Usually when you want to showcase your music or book an event, you can do it here. They have plenty of events here on their own.
Hey man, it's all right.
Now I feel like the importance of its history is they make sure to carry on live music, but there is something about making music from scratch, which is something Capricorn takes full pride in doing and wants to find artists who do need a full band and do kind of make that sound within the Capricorn walls, which is full of history and something that they find, I think, incredibly important.
Just singing in the shower while I lay in bed.
Otis Redding himself, just his presence in the history of music is enough on its own. And then growing up with the Allman Brothers, it's those two are the the pillars obviously here, but all the other stuff like Wet Willie, and I love all those records that were made here back in the day. So to kind of feel like I'm able to catch the new wave of this Capricorn life, the new life that's been put in this place, feels like I'm kind of connected to those guys that mean a lot to me from back then. So
we kind of say, well, there are people that come here for the icons and for their the people that they're steeped in their music, like the Allman Brothers that recorded here. There are people that come here for that, and then there are people that come here just because it's a great sounding room. They love what happens here. They love what we create here. But I think there's a connection of the two things. Being in a place of such historic relevance, and the room's got a mojo. There's something about it.
Yeah.
It brings you to your A game.
Everything he said is spot on. I mean, it had an added meaning for me just being from here. That feeling he's talking about of walking in the room was amplified for me a little bit. Like, it's more than just, oh, this is cool. I got chills and my hair stood up the first time.
One thing, Greg Allman said to us, he said, don't change that room and get an analog recording console. Those are the two things that he's like, this is what you need to do. We like to think of this room as we're in the 70s, and we work out like we are. Although there's this, we do have the modern computer and all that. But we can also go to the 2-inch tape machine. We can turn this computer off. We can track old school.
He's like Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, Riggedy.
All right. Anybody know what a hangover is?
Because you were drunk.
It means I was drunk yesterday.
Okay. So we're trying to find the next greatest and provide resources for local musicians to be able to get together and to play. And we have a stage over here in B where they can play to an audience. And a great museum upstairs that tells the whole story of Capricorn too. So there's more. I could just keep going on and on.
I think the only thing I'll add is that all of that to me adds up to, the vision wasn't to just bring a great old studio back to life. It was to make this place an emblem for what's happening in Macon and what's to come.
Yeah.
So all these things he's talking about lend itself towards Macon evolving musically while still obviously paying homage.
And we'd like to think in a way it was some kind of spiritually attuned
That's what I was
and protected.
Yeah.
When I turn out the lights at night, I say, good night, you guys. See you tomorrow. Even if I'm the only one in here.
Yeah. There are places that are hotspots for music. People, I'm not the first person to say this, but it's for where a certain kind of music and a certain soul is achieved. Places like Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Macon is its own, and it kind of starts right here. And so being a part of that is one of the coolest things I've been.
Yeah, music has been made here with the Muskogee Nation 10,000 years ago.
Yep.
So and this river here was huge back then.
Yep. I think it has to do with the rivers myself.
I think it's totally
it's the
got
Tennessee
something
River
in the
there.
water. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
It's something spiritual and energy in the atmosphere.
Exactly.
All right, let's run it, man. Y'all remember on that big
The world is different these days when it comes to putting your music out there, and I've come to learn to be at peace with just loving the music that I try to make. So that's where we are, and we'll see what happens after that.